Hey everybody, it's Cardfighter Hunter here, and today I have my standard Kagero deck profile that I've been waiting to do a deck profile of pretty much since the deck came out. I just haven't really had time, and I've been also testing the deck a lot and, tweaking it with the few cards that Kagero currently has in standard. So this is what I came up with. It's pretty cookie cutter as pretty much every build in standard is right now. But there are a few card choices that I'd like to explain because some people don't, some people run different things, and that's cool. That is perfectly okay. But I have a slightly different list than I think a lot of people run. So first off, the grade threes. We only have two good grade threes for Kagero right now, and they are Dragonic Waterfall and Dragonic Overlord. Waterfall is the big finisher. Waterfall is the reason the deck is even remotely meta. If this card didn't exist, then the deck would be pretty bad. Well, I can't say that for certain because it really would have depended on the VR we got instead. But as it is, this is the main reason why this deck is doing so well. Dragonic Overlord's really, really good, but people play around it. It's not a finisher. It's sort of constant pressure, which is great, but it's not something that you can end games with, typically. So, I don't really feel like I need to explain that much. Pretty much every freaking Kagero deck runs that. So, grade 2s, I run 4 Berserk Dragon. I see some people play 3. I like running 4 because you can just counterblast the last one. If nothing else, to draw a card when you, well, I see my camera's going in and out of focus there. I think I'm hitting the tripod. My apologies. But yeah, this card's just so good in so many ways. So yeah, I definitely run 4. And then also 4 of the card from the trial deck that should have been foil, Dragon Knight Nahalem. This card is obviously a 4 because you can counterblast 1 to snipe a back row with it, and then it gains 5k for the turn. So, if nothing else, you can just counterblast 1 to get 5k for the turn, which is not great, but if you need to push, and they don't have anything that you can kill, it's fine, I guess. I don't know. And then lastly, the grade 2 that I had the most problems with trying to figure out what I wanted to run is the the third grade 2. And so I chose Dragon Armor Knight from the trial deck. I tried the common counterblast one, put this in Soul, retire something. I forget the name of it. It's a common from the set. I tried the 10k Interceptor. I didn't really like that. Ultimately, this is just, especially early game, this is just really good power and advantage. So, I like this card. It does pretty well. It makes some pretty decent numbers. You put an 8k booster behind it, and you're always hitting 23 as long as you're able to, get your opponent to 3 or less grade 3s, or 3 or less rear guards. My bad. So yeah, this card, I really, really like this card. I'm probably going to replace it with the Novell, what is it, Novell, Critic? No, Critic is the grade 1. Whatever the grade 2 is. No, Critic is the grade 2. Roman is the grade 1, I think. I'm probably going to replace these with Novell Romans when the mini booster comes out. I may end up going back depending on if I even like running Novell Vig, but I'm going to try him out at least. He's okay card, but the problem is once you ride him, you can't go into Waterfall. At least with Exculpate the Blaster, you can rewrite grade 3s, but with Novell Vig, you don't really have that option. So a lot of people aren't running him strictly because you can't keep riding Waterfall, which is the finisher of the deck. Onto grade 1s, 4 Airmo. Airmo is so good. It's just so good. Put itself into the no, it retires itself. When your opponent's rear guard is retired during your turn, you countercharge 1 and draw a card. And then it also is an 11k booster, which is great. 4 Embodiment of Armor Bar. Retire 1 for retire grade 2 or less in the same column for counterblast 1, soul blast 1. It gets 5k if you have more rear guards than your opponent, which you most usually will. Not always, but a lot of the time you will. So the card's really good. 13k boosters are always good. Something I need to explain a little bit is my 3 Dragonic Gaius. I see a lot of people running 2 of these. I see a lot of people running none of these, actually. But I like 3 because it just puts pressure on your Waterfall, and that's what it's supposed to do. And I'll probably keep that going into Novell, because Well, I mean, if you remember, guys, was a Novell card. Well, it came out in the same set as Novell Vague did originally, anyway. And it does say grade 3 or greater on it, so you can use it with Novell Vague if you really wanted to. And then lastly, my last grade 1 is 3 copies of Rayopia. This is by far the least useful grade 1. Sometimes you can make big numbers, but usually it's just sitting there as a vanilla. They're just turns where you never retire anything, and then it's just an 8K. So this guy's definitely gonna go for Novell Roman when that set comes out. As for putting in the Novell Vagues, I'm probably only gonna run 2 or 3. I'll have to mess around with everything. I'm not entirely sure what my ratios are gonna be yet. So for triggers, it's pretty typical. 4 Baris, perfect guards, 8 crit, and then 4 heal, and then of course Undu. And then of course Undu, because he's the only starter this deck has right now. So thank you guys for watching, and have a great day. Bye.